Hey guys, what's up? I've been playing Mobile Legends for almost 7 years now, and even after all that time, I still see players who are either making mistakes or not necessarily wrong, they just haven't fully understood how to properly play the jungler role. And most of all, even though they already know it's not allowed or not right, they still keep doing it when they play as jungler. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to rotate, how to take objectives, and how a true jungler should think. Just to be clear, I'm not claiming to be a great jungler. Everything you're about to see and learn is simply the result of years of experience playing the game. So let's get started. As you saw earlier, the first buff I usually take depends on where our marksman is positioned. For example, in this case, our marksman is at the top lane, so I started with the red buff or orange buff so I can gank or assist the marksman first. What some junglers do is rotate to the EXP lane first, but I'm not saying that's wrong. It really depends on the situation. If your marksman is facing 2 enemies, then you should gank the gold lane first. But if it's your fighter who's outnumbered or at a disadvantage, then it's better to prioritize the EXP lane for your first gank. After your first rotation, go straight for the objective like the turtle before going back to farming, and in this case, our roamer and I rotated to the bottom lane. And after that, don't forget about invading, but only invade if you have at least one of these 2 reasons. First, if you have your roamer with you, and second, if you're in a good position to do it. I paused the game for a moment so you can see exactly what I mean. Look at where my teammates are positioned. That's why I'm ready to invade. Our EXP laner is nearby and can back me up quickly. Saber is right next to me, and our mage is also just around the corner. So if there's a chance to steal the enemy's blue buff, we're in a perfect spot to invade. Now back to the game. Since our marksman at the top lane was already struggling, I told our roamer to leave my side and go help there. I knew I could farm just fine, even without the roamer sticking with me. The problem with some players is they always want the roamer beside them. But don't be like that. You have to think about your teammates first. It's a team game, after all. Their core did show up here, but something happened that I didn't expect. I managed to get an early maniac. It could have been a savage, but Saber used his ultimate. But that's okay. The good thing is, the turtle was about to spawn, so we secured the objective too. And that all happened because we responded quickly as the core. And then I went back to farming again. As a jungler, you really need to keep farming as much as you can. If possible, avoid showing up on the map too early. But I'm not saying you should just farm the whole game. You just really need it, especially in the first 5 minutes. You know what some players do? After rotating, they start clearing lanes, either the EXP or gold lane. That's wrong. As long as it's still under 5 minutes, stick to your jungle. Don't take your teammates' minions. They have their own lanes, and you have your own jungle creeps to farm. By the way, we were able to pick off 3 heroes because of our good rotation and here in the mid lane. Oh, and before I forget, if you've noticed, I'm using Alpha again. A lot of my viewers have been requesting if I could play Alpha, so here it is. I'm also showing how to rotate properly when using him as the core, but I do want to say something to all the Alpha users out there. Just be careful, because Alpha isn't really a late game hero. As you can see here, we invaded, and there were 4 of us together. My teammates were right by my side before I went in, and it wasn't a problem because we were also able to secure a kill. After that, we went straight to the turtle. You might think I'm playing with a party or a duo, but no, I'm actually solo queuing. Honestly, it's really nice to play with a duo or trio, but the thing is, I'm just not used to it. In this game, even though we haven't reached the late game yet, I can already tell that we're going to win, and that's because of the core. The impact of the core in a game like this is huge, so the next time you play as a jungler, make sure you're not playing just for yourself. Play to win, not just for your own stats, but for the entire team. That's what it means to be a true jungler. Here's another thing I hope you learn. When you're ahead, whether it's in tower pushes or gold, but you still can't finish the game, don't just camp around the enemy's third tower, and don't keep clearing minions non-stop. Let the enemy come out first before you go all in. As you can see, I went back to farming, because honestly, nothing good will happen if you just camp around the enemy's third tower. In fact, that's often the reason teams end up getting a comeback against them. You're just feeding the enemy farm from your minions. Let them come out first, and once they do, that's when you strike. You can also take the Lord, or wait for it to spawn. Just don't stay near the third tower if you're not even sure you can push it. If you look at the map, the Lord has already respawned, so why did I go to the bottom lane instead? It's because of Sylvana. I'm the type of jungler who wants to clear the side lanes first before going for the Lord. Why? Because the enemy can use those open lanes against you during the Lord take. If you don't clear them, your bottom lane could be wide open all the way to your third tower. And of course, your teammates will naturally go back to defend that. That leaves you alone at Lord, and that's when the enemy jungler and roamer will jump you. Then you end up losing the fight. That's why it's so important to clear the side lanes first before starting the Lord. But no matter how much I teach here, at the end of the day, it still depends on your own strategy and decision making. What I'm sharing is mainly for beginners. I just really want you to learn something from me. I don't like seeing new players getting crushed in the game. And before anything else, here's my full item build for Alpha. Once your immortality item is used up, you can replace that Sky Piercer with Blade of Despair. That way, you'll have something to fight with in the late game. Sky Piercer is really just meant for early game power. At this point in the game, you really need to be careful, because this is usually when comebacks happen. During clashes, you should always stay close to your team. By this time, you should be done farming and ready to help finish the game. As the core, it's also your job to initiate fights. You're the one who needs to lead the team into battle, but if you have a good roamer, then let them do it instead. Unlike in this game, our roamer is Saber. This is honestly one of the hardest parts of being a solo player, especially when you're the core. You always end up being the one who has to type in chat all the time, but it's okay, that's what the chat box is for anyway. Oh, and by the way, if you're using Alpha and you're up against a Leomord, you need to finish the game early, because Alpha really falls off in the late game. And there you have it. The jungler is a super important role in Mobile Legends. It all depends on how you move, how you plan, and how well you avoid the common mistakes that many junglers make. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to comment if there's anything I missed in the video. I'll make sure to reply right away. Once again, thank you, and keep grinding.
Victory!